I am Jenny with Roots and Wings Furniture, and today we're going to do a tutorial on color washing. Color washing is a great way to make some details stand out, to give the color some extra dimension, and it's a little different than glazing because it's not giving it the brown look or toning down the color. It's really brightening it up and giving it some nice added interest and some good color. This mirror is what I've chosen to color wash, and the reason I chose this, it has some really nice details and some curvings here on the top, and then all along the edges there's some molding and some good details that are really going to stand out when we add the extra colors. We're actually going to do 3 different colors on this piece, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see, and let's get started. Alright, the first color we're going to use is this really bright blue. The overall effect when we're finished with this is going to be kind of a toned down navy. That's the look that I'm going for. You're going to want to start with the lightest color, and then you're going to keep adding darker colors to it until you get the look that you want. So this can really be done with any color. If you wanted to do greens or reds or yellows, I mean anything is possible. I'm just going to show you the blue. All we are doing is brushing the paint straight onto the frame. Now I did not do a scuff sanding on this because it's a mirror, so it's going to be hanging on a wall. It's not like furniture where you need that little bit of extra durability. So I'm really not too worried about this paint. It should stick just fine. I also did not tape off the edges of the mirror. We are going to just make a mess and get the paint all over the glass, and then I'll show you a real easy, quick way to get the paint off the glass. And actually it's quicker than taking the time to tape it off and everything like that. We just get to start right in with the color. We're just going to do 1 coat of each color. So I want the coverage to be good, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And since this does have some details, I'm trying to get into all the little cracks and crevices and maybe leaving some parts here. There's a few little pieces unpainted. We'll kind of leave that just for some extra dimension. All of the colors I use for this will be on the blog, so I'll give you all the color names in case you want to replicate this look. And then as always, I am using my Purdy XL Cub paintbrush. This is just my favorite brush, and I really think it gives the best finish. So that's the one that I like to use. And don't forget on this inside edge, get in there. Even though, like I say, your paint's gonna get on the glass, don't worry about it. Make sure you get that edge so you don't leave anything unpainted. And then also get the very top of the mirror and the bottom. So depending on how it's hung, you don't have any pieces that are left without paint. Alright, I'm just going to finish up this first coat of this color here and then let it dry. Give it 2 to 4 hours to dry, and then we'll move on to the second coat and we'll start the actual color washing process. Alright, the first coat has dried on this, and now we're going to go ahead and do the second coat, which is the color washing. I have mixed up some dark blue. This is like navy blue paint, and it is half paint, half water. I just like to mix it up in a kitchen jar. Keep those things, they're really useful. So I just mix it up, it's real watery. And the other thing you need to have ready is a wet paper towel. And then I always wear a glove on the hand I'm going to wipe with because it does get quite messy, especially when you're doing the whole piece. So all we're going to do is dip your brush in, and we're going to apply it. Now you do this section by section, so if this were a dresser, you would do the whole drawer front, 1 drawer at a time, and then you wipe in between. Since this is a mirror, it's a little bit different, but I'll probably do the top section and then each of the sides. You just don't want the paint, the wash, to start drying too quickly, or you'll lose the control of it. So all we're going to do is apply the wash over the entire piece. And since we just did 1 coat of the lighter blue, there were some places the wood was still showing through underneath. That's just going to work to your advantage in this. isn't something that you worry about, because the more texture and the more colors that we see in this, the better. So don't worry about that. Okay, so you can see we've got this on pretty heavily. It's a little bit streaky. Now we're just going to take our rag and we're going to start to wipe it off. You can wipe as much or as little as you want. And like I say, we're just building up the texture. So you can see here, there's kind of some, it's not streaky, it's settling in all the cracks and the paint strokes from the first coat, and that's exactly what you want. And then on this more detailed part, you're gonna get the darker colored paint around all the details. And it's just really gonna make those stand out and give it the nice age look, but it's in color instead of like a dark glaze. We're just adding dimension to the paint here. And you just keep going with it, with your rag, until you like it. And you feel good about it. And that is about all you do. Because this is watered down paint, it's gonna dry pretty quickly. So we are just gonna let it dry. See how nice that looks? Can you all see how that settles in? Real nice in there. So just let it dry, and then we're gonna go back through with one more coat still of an even darker color. So we're gonna give it one more layer of dimension, but you can really see how it's coming together. And you can see the difference here versus here, which is just the solid color paint. All right, so we'll let this dry and I'll be right back with you. All right, for my last coat of color wash, I am going to take the same dark blue color and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of black. Now, I'm using General Finishes milk paint for this process. If you want to mix colors but you don't want to buy a whole nother quart or pint of paint, just for small applications, this stuff is really good. This is craft paint. It's usually $1 or $2 in any craft store, and it's acrylic paint. So you can, this will help you get the color that you want. I wouldn't mix more than half and half, because otherwise you're going to lose the benefits of the General Finishes. But this is just something, good thing to keep in mind if you want to mix colors. So I'm just going to add my color. And then the other thing, when you're mixing the color with the water, you're going to want to use a stir stick instead of shaking. If you shake the paint with the water, you can get some air bubbles in it and it will show up in your color wash, in your finished product. So just make sure you stir it. This just darkens up the color, as you can see. And then we're just going to do this last wash the exact same way we did the first one. Again, the same as the first time, we were just wiping off the paint and letting it settle in the places that we want. Sometimes when you're wiping with a wet rag, paint over paint, you get some distressing that happens. I don't know how well there's some right here. It's showing down through the wood. I just use it to my advantage in this case and let it kind of peel off. You almost get the chippy look. Like this, it doesn't happen all the time, but on certain finishes, and when you're working with the wet rag and the wet paint, it just kind of rubs it off. All right, and there you have it. I'm gonna let this dry again 2 to 4 hours, and then I'll go ahead and show you how to get the paint off the mirror. So I'm going to finish up this coat and then I'll be ready to show you the finished product. Alright, the last thing that we need to do is clean our mirror. So what you're going to use to clean it, real easy, is just a straight edge razor, and just scrape it along the glass, and the paint should just peel right off. If it's getting stuck at all, glass cleaner, or this is just some vinegar and water, can soften up the paint and just help you take it off. Alright, and you are finished. That is color washing for you.